Well, you look at it for the Lady Red again. They are coming off of a first-round win over Ellis, 59-48. It was a huge night for Bree Freeling. She finishes with 26 points. Huge night for Bree. Coach Lynn would like to see that more often, but sometimes teams just double team her because they know that she's capable of that. Monday night, it worked out for her. She got opening. She got 26 points. And Talon Rentschler, the sophomore, she's averaging a double-double this year. So we know what the Lady Red have for the Lady Eagles. Well, it all starts with the coach's daughter, Lily Schubert. She's one of the best in the state, only a junior, and she's proved it on a regular basis. You see them tweet out their scores, and it seems like almost every game she's got to be averaging over 20 points because it seems like almost every time they tweet it out, she's had over 20 points.
She's had over 20, yeah. She's one of the best players probably, that we're going to see in this tournament. And like I said, probably one of the best players on this side of the state anyway. So she does a great job. Like I said, every time they tweet out the scores, she's one of the top ones in there with 20 points. So she's doing a good job. Bree Freeling, they're definitely going to want to see her try to get 26 tonight again. But it's going to be tough for her as, the Lady Eagles already kind of know what's going to be going on. So it's going to be kind of a battle. The Lady Red is going to have a couple people step up. We've seen Talon Rentschler step up. We've seen Lizzie Fortmiller step up. Those two have to step up to kind of take that load off of Bree and let her kind of roam free how she wants to.
Taking a look at the starting lineups for the Trego Lady Eagles. Looks like we may be getting ready for the national anthem. As the number 1 seed, Trego Lady Eagles, gets set to take on the number 4 seed, Smith Center Lady Red. We'll be back with your starting lineups right after this. You're listening to MCL basketball tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Okay. Welcome back to Plainville High School Cardinal Gym. Starting tonight for this one, the Trego Lady Eagles will go with Lily Schubert, Madison Walt, Tilly Molinowski, Gracie Fawnenstill, and Libby Frost. For the Lady Red, it is Jesselyn Kirchhoff along with Bree Freeling, Kendra Maydew, Lizzie Fortmiller, and Talon Rentschler. The Lady Red in those road red jerseys, white numbers and the green trim. The Lady Eagles in those home white jerseys, white numbers and the purple trim. As Rentschler's in the center circle, she'll jump against Libby Frost. Well, we got a second here, Robbie, so quickly give us your keys to a quick start.
Well, for the Lady Red, they got to move the ball and control the tempo. Their best defense here in this game will be controlling the ball and getting things going in their direction quickly, and then control the boards. Make sure they can get those offensive and defensive rebounds to hold that ball as long as they can. For the Lady Eagles, get the ball pressured up, try to get some quick steals in the front court and get some quick layups, and then communicate on the cutters as Lady Red like to rotate through the lane a lot.
Rentschler wins the tip. The Lady Red go right to left on your radio dial. Ahead to Maydew, left elbow, back out front to Jesselyn Kirchhoff. She'll set up the offense between the circles. Picks up her dribble now to Fortmiller. Fortmiller out front, picked up there by Schubert, around to Rentschler right side. Rentschler back out front to Freeling. Freeling picked up by Frost to Maydew right side. Looks inside for Fortmiller, couldn't get it to her. Back to Kirchhoff, now back to Maydew right side. They look inside for Fortmiller, can't quite get it to her, so Jesselyn dribbles back out, going to reset the offense to Freeling. Freeling out front now to the left wing to Rentschler. Rentschler looks in, finds a Fort Miller, tipped out and stolen away by the Lady Eagles as Schubert Euro step around. Maydew off the glass and good.
Good transition defense there by Maydew, though, as she quickly got down to the other court and made that a tough shot for Schubert instead of giving her a wide open layup.
So Schubert starts the scoring 2-0 as Kirchhoff gets it ahead to Rentschler. Rentschler up and good.
Good look down court to get that to Rentschler. Rentschler had to run back towards it a little bit, but able to turn around right there at the basket and get the shot.
And quickly, the Lady Red tie things back up 2 apiece with 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. Walt has it, top of the key. She dribbles all the way around to the right elbow, hands it off to Frost, right wing, out front to Malinowski. Back down to Frost on the left baseline. Kicks out left wing to Schubert. Schubert gets the screen from Malinowski, stops and pops for 3, no good. Rebounded by Bree Freeling. Freeling quickly ahead to Rentschler and just out of her reach and goes out of bounds, and it will be Lady Eagle basketball. 6:28 left to go in the first quarter. 2-2 is our score here between the top-seeded Trego Lady Eagles and the 4th-seeded Smith Center Lady Red. Schubert inbounds, gets it in to Fawn and Steele. Fawn and Steele ahead to Frost. Frost now ahead to Madison Walt. Walt back around to the right wing to Fawn and Steele. Down to the right corner to Malinowski. She's picked up there by Rentschler. Kicks it across the court to Schubert, left wing. Schubert on the dribble to the free throw line. Floaters up off the back of the iron, no good. Gets her on rebound. Put back is good.
Schubert got to the lane, got the shot up, and no one turned to block her out. So she had an easy rebound and then right back up with she went.
6 minutes left to play in the first quarter. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 4-2. Freeling gets it tipped out of bounds. So will remain Lady Red basketball. 5:54 left to go in the first quarter. 4-2 is our score. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. Kendra Maydew to inbound the basketball. Maydew looking, still looking, needs to get it in. Finally gets it into Rentschler. Rentschler in the paint. Shot is up, no good. Rebound, 5-4. Maydew tracks it down, but they're going to say she was stepping out of bounds, and it will be Trego basketball with 5:48 left to go in the first quarter. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 4-2 with the Lady Red come out in that full court press. Schubert will inbound, trying to find somebody to inbound to. She gets it to Frost. Frost hands it back off to Schubert. Schubert on the dribble, tipped by Freeling, right in the hands of Madison Walt. Now Walt gets it across the timeline to Schubert. Schubert down to the right wing. Down to the right corner to Malinowski. Malinowski back around to Walt. Walt to Frost. They swing around to Fawn and Steele left wing. Backside pass for Frost at the right block. Gets it past the defense. No good. It rolls out. Rebound put back by Walt. Blocked by Rentschler. And now fighting for the basketball, and Fort Miller comes down with the basketball. Lady Red basketball after Talon Rentschler picked up the block, and Fort Miller tracked down the loose basketball. Trego leads Smith Center here in the first girls game of the day. 4-2. Fort Miller has it at the free throw line. Out to Kirchhoff. Down to the right corner to Freeling. Freeling looks inside. Now on the dribble. Picks up her dribble at the right elbow. Kicks out to Kirchhoff. Out to Maydew. Maydew drives down to the right wing. Inside for Rentschler. Rentschler goes to work at the right block. Turnaround shot over Malinowski. No good. Fighting for the rebound out of bounds. And will be last touched by Bree Freeling as she was stumbling out of bounds. May have got a little push there, but nonetheless it is off of Freeling and Lady Eagle basketball.
Good try there by Freeling, as like you said, may have got a little push off there, but either way she's stumbling with the ball going over her head.
Madison Walt stops and pops from the left elbow, and she gets her first basket of the ball game. Puts the Trego Lady Eagles up 6-2, 4:34 left to go in the first quarter. Freeling backside pass for Rentschler. Rentschler left block off the glass. Nope, they're going to get her with the travel.
Rentschler stopped, tried to get her as she had the defender coming right there. Went to back up and took a couple steps before the ball went to the ground to kind of alleviate that travel. But nice idea as she tried to get the defender just to go flying right past her.
6-2. Trego leads Smith Center. 4:24 left to go in the first quarter. Here the first championship semifinal of the day from Plainville High School. Madison Walt has it. Left wing out front to Frost. Frost top of the key around to Malinowski left wing. Now back top of the key to Schubert. Schubert on the dribble, free throw line jumper, rolls out, no good. Rebound, 5-4, and Malinowski going to get called for over the back. Her first personal foul. First Lady Eagles team foul.
Good job up top there by Maydew and Kirchhoff as they're both up top on that 2-3 zone. As Schubert stepped in between them, both of them got their hands up, creating a tough shot for Schubert to try to take it, so she had to pass that one off.
So Maydew will inbound, full court pressure by the Trego Lady Eagles, and Madison Walt picks up the foul, her first personal foul. Second Lady Eagles team foul.
Lady Red getting very close to that 5-second call now, and as the ref almost about to blow his whistle there, as it took every little bit of that. But good job there by Fort Miller coming back towards the pass or the inbounder to get that foul.
Freeling inbounds to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff back to Freeling. Freeling gets it across the timeline. Gets it ahead to Fort Miller. Fort Miller bounce pass to Rentschler. Up and good.
Great look there by Fort Miller. As it was a 2-on-1 situation. Fort Miller on the left side of the lane. Rentschler on the right side. Quick got the pass across the lane as there was one defender in between them.
6-4. Schubert puts up the right wing three, and she buries it. Schubert's got 7 of the 9, and Trego leads by 5, 9-4. Rentschler bounce pass to Fort Miller. Fort Miller blocked by Walt right into the hands of Fawn and Steele. Fawn and Steele pushes it up the left sideline, left to right on your radio dial, down to the left wing, out front to Frost. Frost now top of the key to Schubert. Schubert picks up her dribble, looking to pass off, and Kirchhoff gets her hands on it, tied up. Jump ball called. Trego basketball with 3:18 left to go in the first quarter. And it is Trego up 9-4.
Good job there by Kirchhoff getting that jump ball. Schubert kind of was trying to move the ball all around, find an opening, but Kirchhoff quickly got her hands on that and causing that jump ball.
Walt has it left side on the dribble, now top of the key to Schubert. Schubert back to Fawn and Steele, left wing. Fawn and Steele on the dribble. Out front, tipped by Maydew, but right back into the hands of Fawn and Steele goes the basketball down to Walt. Right corner down to Molinowski. Molinowski out front to Frost. Frost going to reset the offense as Coach Schubert calls out which offense he wants. Now, Schubert has it between the circles, the left wing to Fawn and Steele. Fawn and Steele, backside pass for Schubert. Schubert, one dribble, right block up, and good.
Lady Red switched over to a man-to-man. Schubert got a backside screen, used it perfectly, and then just a nice lob pass across the lane.
She's got 9 of the 11, and the Trego Lady Eagles lead 11-4 with 2:35 left to go in the first quarter. Freeling has it out front between the circles. Freeling inside for Fort Miller at the left block, kicks it out to Maydew, left corner. Maydew drives into the paint, and going to have a foul called. Third team foul on the Lady Eagles.
Good idea there by Maydew as she kind of bobbled that pass, put it on the floor, quickly got into the lane. As she rounded the corner, defender just reached out, got a hold of her arm as she rounded the corner. So great job there by Maydew, realizing that she didn't really have a shot, but she did have the lane to drive and took advantage of it.
Madison Walt picked up her second personal foul, third Lady Eagles team foul. Number 12, a 5'7" junior, Emma Day into the ball game. Walt takes a seat with those 2 fouls. Maydew looking, Maydew still looking, and then there's the 5-second call as Maydew couldn't find anybody to pass it into before that 5 seconds was up.
Lady Eagles doing a good job on all these inbounds, creating a lot of havoc right there and not allowing easy passes in. So this 5-second could be a factor here for the Lady Red in this game.
Molinowski has it right corner. They look inside for Day. Day has it underneath, and she's going to get called for a travel. And it will be Smith Center basketball. 2:17 left to play in the first quarter. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-4.
That was Lady Eagles' first turnover here in this game, so doing a good job controlling the ball.
Kirchhoff brings it up the court, down to the right wing to Maydew. Maydew looks inside, gets it to Fort Miller at the free throw line. Lizzie back around to Jesselyn Kirchhoff, down to Maydew in the right corner. Inside for Rentschler at the right block, and she's going to get called for the travel. So ball goes back into the hands of the Trego Lady Eagles. As it looks like Caroline Brungart comes into the ball game. Lady Eagles basketball. Schubert ahead to Day. Backside pass to Brungart. Back out front to Schubert. Wide open three's on its way. No good this time off the front of the iron. Rebound tracked down by Talon Rentschler. Rentschler dribbles out of trouble ahead to Maydew. Maydew down to the left wing. Picks up her dribble out front to Kirchhoff. Down to the right corner to Freeling. Freeling looks inside for Fort Miller. Instead finds Rentschler, and she gets called for her third travel here in the first quarter with a minute 37 left to go in the first quarter. Trego leads Smith Center 11-4.
Rentschler kind of looks at the ref and kind of puts her arms up, asking what she's doing wrong. She's just getting that foot to move before that ball goes down, and that's causing the travels.
Molinowski has it left corner. She's going to drive down the baseline, and she's going to get called for a travel. So back and forth travels we go here, both teams right now. Quick feet coming off the bus this afternoon, apparently.
Evidently had their feet well rested to come into this game because their feet, like every time, it's just before the ball can get to the floor, they're taking off and getting those travels.
Jesselyn Kirchhoff has it. Left corner shot for Fort Miller is good.
Nice job there by Kirchhoff, dribbling the lane, able to pass out to Fort Miller as Fort Miller stepped out of the lane and her defender stayed in. So good job noticing where her own teammate was.
11-6. Trego leads by 5 over Smith Center here in the first girls championship semifinal of the day from Plainville High School. The Mid-Continent League basketball tournament. Malinowski has it inside for Day. They kick it out to Schubert, left wing. Schubert drives in. Shot is up off the back of the iron. No good. Fighting for the rebound. Schubert comes up with it. Put back by Schubert again. No good. Fighting for it. And Fort Miller comes down with it this time. .38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Trego leads 11-6. Fort Miller inside off the glass and good.
Great lead pass there from Freeling as Freeling seen Fort Miller had the position towards the baseline, put the pass right along the baseline, made Fort Miller have to step into it and had a wide open look at the backboard.
11-8. Trego leads Smith Center with 20 seconds left to go. Schubert has it out front now to Frost, right wing. She gets the screen from Malinowski. Picks up her dribble back to Schubert, right wing, down to the right corner. Day's three on its way, no good. A rebound, 5-4, out of bounds it goes with 4.6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Looks like Gracie Faunensteel back in. They inbound to Schubert, left wing, 3 seconds left. She drives into the paint, shot off the glass, no good, rebounded by Rentschler. And that's how the first quarter ends with Trego up 11-8 on the Smith Center Lady Red. We'll take a timeout. Be back with the second quarter right after this as you're listening to MCL basketball tournament coverage on KQMA.
And on www.usd237 and Next Tech Channel 165, I'm Alan Donovan here with Bella Schmidt doing the camera work for me. She always does a really fine job. People like to thank Next Tech. They gave us a wireless hotspot to use for away games in the Next Tech wireless area. But today, yesterday, they came and put a Calyx in, which is a typical Next Tech wireless, and they bumped the speed up to 80 by 80. So we're getting really good speed here and hopefully a really good picture and no buffering for all of those watching at home. Next Tech for your internet, TV, cable TV, your landline phones, your wireless phones, your cloud services, managed IT, which I do, the advertising support, and for businesses, if you need a web page made, give us a call. And also business and home surveillance and business and home security for your computers and networks. You're watching Lady Red basketball. Go Lady Red.
2 turnovers.
Lady Red basketball to start the second quarter. Maydew, Kirchhoff, Freeling, Rentschler, and Fort Miller for the Lady Red. Malinowski, Schubert, also out there Faunensteel. As the Lady Red get it inbounds, Maydew all the way down to the left block, splits the defense off the glass, no good. Rebound, 5-4, and gonna have a jump ball called. It will be Trego basketball.
Tough shot by Maydew. As, like you said, she split the defense there at the last second. It just went up in the air as all of a sudden it collapsed on her in the lane. Right drive, but that defense quickly collapsing on her in the lane. She had a tough shot splitting those 2 defenders.
So Day, Frost, Schubert, Faunensteel, and Malinowski for the Lady Eagles. Schubert puts up the deep left wing 3 off the back of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Fort Miller. Lizzie hands it off to Jesselyn Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff right to left on your radio dial between the circles. Down to the right wing now to Freeling. Freeling drives down to the baseline underneath the basket, and she's going to get called for the travel as she looked to pass off and kind of, when she went to stop, kind of just scooted a little.
Feet kept moving as she went to stop. She went to look one way also, and no one was there, so she had to try to turn around, which helped that feet keep scooting. But right idea, she had the baseline there for a second, and Trego just doing a good job on collapsing down on that baseline.
7:18 left to play in the first half. Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-8 as Malinowski has it inside, working against Fort Miller on the left block. Malinowski shot no good. Rebound, 5-4, jump ball called as Fort Miller, Malinowski, and Maydew all had their hands on that one, and it will be Smith Center basketball.
That was a good hustle by all the team there on both sides, as it was a collapse into the lane for the Lady Red, as it was a drive down the lane for Trego. But these 2 teams balance out on each other very well. This is going to be a good game.
Just under 7 left to play in the first half. Trego leads by 3, 11-8 as Maydew loses the handle on it. Fighting for the basketball. Again, jump ball called. So back and forth we go with the jump balls. As this time, ball goes back in the hands of the Trego Lady Eagles.
Maydew tried to cut, and I think she might have got bumped just a little bit as she was coming around the corner to head down into the lane. But when she got bumped, lost control over the ball, and then it was just a scramble to get on top of it.
Fawn Steel brings it left to right across the timeline with 6:45 left to go in the first half. Trego leads Smith Center 11-8. Fawn Steel has it right wing, working against Jesselyn Kirchhoff. Bounce pass out front to Malinowski, now to the left wing to Frost. Frost looking inside, working against Kendra Maydew. Frost dribbles back out front. Going to reset the offense to the right wing to Malinowski. Malinowski out front to Day. They swing around to Fawn and Steel left wing inside for Frost. And Kendra Maydew going to pick up the first foul of the day for the Lady Red. Her team first with 6:23 left to go in the first half.
Well, not a whole lot Maydew could do on that one. The pass came in. The girl she was guarding jumped up in the air. Maydew just kept trying to run.
Freeling comes away with a steal on the inbounds. She'll push it up the court quickly. Working against Schubert all the way inside. Right block. No good. It rolls off. Put back by Rentschler. No good. And then it's rebounded by Libby Frost. Frost outlets ahead to Fawn and Steel. Fawn and Steel ahead to Malinowski. Malinowski inside for Emma Day. Back out to Malinowski. Right corner, long two. Way too hard that time. Rebounded by Bree Freeling on the backside of the basket. Freeling pushes it up the court, down to the right wing. Freeling looking. Gets it inside for Fort Miller. Fort Miller power dribble up and good.
Great look there by Freeling to get that into Fort Miller. Fort Miller cutting across the lane. Had her defender in front of it. Freeling put that up at high where Fort Miller had to jump for it.
Three-pointer by Day, no good. Again, rebounded by Freeling on the backside. The Lady Red trail by 1. It's 11-10 with 5:35 left to go in the first half. Freeling has it, stolen away by Emma Day. Day pushes it up the court. Head to Schubert between the circles. Schubert around to the right wing to Day. Down to the right corner to Malinowski. Malinowski back to Schubert between the circles. Picked up there by Bree Freeling. Gets a screen from Fawn Steel. Hands it off to Day, right wing. Day back around to the right wing to Frost. Frost at the right elbow. Dribbles into the paint. Left-handed shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Rentschler. Rentschler hands it off to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff brings it up the court. Down to the right, or top of the key. Down to the right corner to Freeling. Freeling drives baseline. Cross the court pass to Maydew. 18-footer. No good off the back of the iron. And rebounded by Lily Schubert. Schubert down to the Fawn and Steel. Stolen away by Kirchhoff. So back and forth we go here. Trego leading by 1, 11-10 with 4:40 left to go in this first half. Kirchhoff to Maydew. Maydew top of the key with it. Back around to the right wing now to Freeling. Freeling gets a screen. Gives it back to Maydew. Maydew splits the defense, and a foul going to be called here on the Trego Lady Eagles. Their 4th team foul.
That's a good little give and go there. Maydew got the pass right back underneath the lane, and she had 3 defenders collapse on her, but she gave it out to Freeling quickly and just cut right to the lane. And Freeling, she's doing a good job finding the passes that she needs to find when she needs to find them.
Emma Day picks up her first personal foul. As Miley Raby into the ball game for the Lady Red. Kirchhoff inbounds, tipped out and stolen away. Schubert takes it back the other way for the Lady Eagles. All the way down to the left block, and no good as it rolls off, but she's fouled. This will be the 2nd team foul on the Lady Red.
Schubert went to fake inside, went to do a little Euro step back to the outside, and I believe it's going to be on Freeling, trying to just get outside and create a tougher shot as she knew the Euro step was coming. Just kind of bumped into her.
So Freeling, as Robbie said, picks up her first, 2nd Lady Red team foul. Schubert hits the first one. She's now got 10 of the 12. And the Trego Lady Eagles lead by 2, 12-10, as Malinowski comes back in. And Libby Frost going to take a seat. Schubert gets set for a second one, trying to make it a 3-point Lady Eagles lead, and does so. So Schubert's got 11, and Trego leads 13-10 with 4:20 left to go in this first half. Raby around the Kirchhoff, right wing. Kirchhoff out front with it, picks up her dribble, now looking to pass off left side to Maydew. Maydew on the dribble, picks up her dribble out front, hands it off to Raby. Raby down to the right corner to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff, backside pass for Freeling, tipped by Malinowski, and goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Eagles. Coach Lynn not too happy on the far sideline as Malinowski tipped that, but kind of ran Freeling over at the same time. But the ref decided no call. Goes out of bounds, Lady Red basketball.
As you're right, Coach Lynn not happy about it as Freeling did get kind of tackled there going, but it was a little bit of a loose ball type foul, so the ref not calling it, which was all right there.
M&A kicks the ball out of bounds, so it will remain Smith Center basketball. 3:55 left to go in the first half. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 13-10. Freeling will inbound. Gets it in to Maydew. Back to Freeling. Freeling works against Malinowski. Shot is up, no good. Left to short. Malinowski may have got a hand on that one as the Lady Eagles have it out front with Schubert. Schubert drives in, kicks it out left corner. Day 3 on its way, and it's good.
Almost didn't look like she had enough on that one as it just barely skipped over top of the rim and fell through the net. So good shot there by Day.
16-10, the Lady Eagles lead by 6 as Arabi has it underneath, kicks it to Rentschler, out front to Kirchhoff, around to Maydew, right elbow. Maydew down to the right baseline, dribbles all the way back out to the right wing, out front to Kirchhoff, inside for Freeling, wide open, the right block, rolls across, no good. Rebound fought for, Arabi comes up with it, and the jump ball called, and it will be Smith Center basketball.
Good look to catch the open player underneath the basket there. Freeling just putting too much on as it rolled across the rim. Otherwise, I think Freeling thought she was going to be more covered up than she was on that one. But either way, great look to catch him underneath.
So Schubert takes a seat. Frost comes in for her. Lady Red basketball as Freeling will inbound with 3:11 left to go in the first half. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 16-10. Freeling will inbound. Freeling looking, still looking, gets it into Rentschler. She can't hold on to it. Now fighting for the basketball again. Jump ball called as Rentschler and Malinowski both hit the court. And it will be Trego basketball this time.
Once again, Trego, you got to hand that up to Trego's defense on an inbounds play. They're very tough to get this ball in on. I'm assuming throughout the year they've had a lot of 5-second calls put on teams because they're not allowing anywhere for the Lady Red to go to get open to get that inbounds in there.
Schubert took a quick breather, and by quick I mean long enough for the jump ball to be called. Now she's back into the ball game. She has it out front for the Lady Eagles, down to the right wing to Brungard. Brungard looks in, gets a screen from Malinowski, instead picks up her dribble, and she gets called for the travel. Great defense that time by Jesselyn Kirchhoff.
Kirchhoff's been doing a good job when she's on the ball handler. She's sitting right there in their lap, making it tough for him as she's been able to get her hands on a couple of them, cause a jump ball, or in this case, cause a travel.
And now she'll take a seat. Lizzie Fortmiller back in for the Lady Red. And Raby brings it right to left on your radio dial. Across the timeline to Rentschler, now to Fortmiller. Fortmiller underneath for Maydew. Maydew underneath the basket, blocked out of bounds. And it will remain Lady Red basketball.
Good look, though, to catch Maydew as she came cutting across the lane, was wide open, got a good dump down pass. But unfortunate for her being one of the shortest ones out there on the court, get into the low post. That's the price you pay sometimes. She was going against the post player able to knock it out of there.
Miller has it on the baseline, and she's going to step out of bounds, and it will be Trego basketball. 2:41 left to go in the first half. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 16-10. Schubert inbounds to Fahnensteel. Fahnensteel going to bring it up the court for the Lady Eagles. 2:35 left to go in the first half. Down to Schubert, left wing. Schubert drives all the way down to the baseline, and she's going to be fouled. Third Lady Red team foul. And it's going to be on Lizzie Fortmiller, her first. And looks like Libby Frost going to inbound the basketball for the Lady Eagles. Frost looking, gets it into Day. Day couldn't quite hold on to it. She tracks it down at the right wing, out front to Fahnensteel. Now to Malinowski. Inside for Frost. She works against Maydew at the left block. Quickly triple team. Gets it out to Schubert. Her three on its way. Too hard, no good. Tipped out. And last touch by Raby, and it will be Trego basketball.
Schubert stepping way out there to get that pass and the shot off. As Lady Red, they've been doing a good job kind of controlling her when she gets close to the three-point line. This time stepping out there and taking a deep shot at it.
16-10, the Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red by that 6-point margin. 2:10 left to go in the first half. Frost has it right wing. She dribbles down to the right elbow. Out front to Schubert goes to basketball. Schubert on the dribble to the free throw line. Back out front to Malinowski. Malinowski, one dribble now to Day. Down to the right corner to Frost. Three's on its way. No good. Rebound fought for. Still fighting for it. Schubert comes away with it. Pass inside for Malinowski. Her shot's good. 18-10, and Freeling going to get called for the travel at the left wing, so ball goes right back to the Trego Lady Eagles with 1:43 left to play in the first half. Well, looks like Ashlyn Long going to check in for the first time for the Lady Red. Frost will inbound. And it will be Fawnin still bringing it up. Malinowski has it right wing. Out front to Schubert. Schubert puts up the three, and this time she buries it.
Schubert once again stepping out a little bit farther from that three-point line. Able to dial it in now and rock it off the back of the rim right into the net.
Lady Red basketball. Fort Miller has it at the free throw line, kicks it to Maydew. Maydew skip pass to Raby right wing. She'll drive inside, down by 11, 21-10. Trego leads Smith Center, 1:05 left to go as Maydew drives all the way to the basket. And gonna have a foul called here on the Trego Lady Eagles, their 5th team foul.
Good drive there by Maydew, getting into the lane, as she's been able to do a couple times here. Drive hard down the lane this time and getting rewarded with the foul as she got in there.
Oh, it's going to be on Libby Frost, her first personal foul. So Maydew misses the first one. Jesselyn Kirchhoff comes back in. Miley Raby takes a seat. Maydew getting set for her second one. It's on its way. That one off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Schubert. She pushes it quickly up to the right wing to Day. Day's three on its way. It's no good. Rolls out, tipped out by Maydew. Out of bounds. Well, last touch by Maydew, and it will be Trego basketball. 56.2 seconds left to play in the first half. Trego leads by 11, 51-10. Gracie Parsons into the ball game. And it will be Kendra Maydew taking a seat. Libby Frost to inbound for the Lady Eagles. Gets it in to Schubert. Schubert drives into the right block. Wraparound pass for Malinowski. Up and good.
Malinowski had good position there towards the lane as where that's she needed to be at. Good bounce pass right into her and quickly up with it.
And puts the Lady Eagles up by 13, 23-10. 40 seconds left to go. Parsons has it to Fort Miller. Inside for Rentschler. Rentschler underneath the basket. No good. Her first half. Fawn and Steele to Frost, top of the key. Frost swings it around now to Day, down to Schubert, left corner. Schubert dribbles up to the left wing, back to Day, 14 seconds left, back to Schubert. Lily looks to the sideline, gets the new call with 9 seconds left to go, crosses over, drives into the paint, floaters up, and good. She's got 16 with 2 seconds left. Long has it, and going to be, even if it would have went, it was called off. 25-12. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red at halftime. We'll take a timeout. Be back to wrap up the first half right after this as you're listening to MCL basketball tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237 and X-Tech Channel 165. YouTube channel Smith Center Redmen. So, hope you enjoy these. If you'd like to help us out by sending some money to the school, we'll put your money to good use. That address is Smith Center Junior Senior High School, 300 Roger Barta Way, Smith Center, Kansas, 66967. Thank you so much for everybody who's helped us out in the past. You're watching Lady Red Basketball. I'm Alan Donovan here with Bella Schmidt running the camera. Great job, Bella. We'll be right back. Go ahead and push the button. I'm going to do sponsors. Welcome back, everybody, to Lady Red Basketball. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. They said that the TV conked out, so I remoted in, and I think I have it going again. I should have restarted that last night, because you just got to restart them computers every once in a while. I'd like to thank Brenda and Gary Freeling, Mike Hintz, Neil and Karen Herndon, Mitch and Tammy Holtis, Donna Duntz, the Holtis boys, LD, Mike, Mitch, and Lyle. Remember, May 2nd and 3rd, there's going to be the Home on the Range celebration, the 3rd annual. So come on out there and enjoy some fun stuff. We got golfing and pickleball and a fun run. Mitch always brings back a couple of KC Chiefs to have a chat with everybody, meet and greet. So come on out for that, May 2nd and 3rd. Larry and Barbara Wilson, Shaylin Long, Dennis and Pam Hutchison, Ken and Diane Depperschmidt, John Overmiller, Kim and Burke Phelps, State Line Property, Sean Phelps, Tim and Paul Pullins, 3rd Street Design, Catherine McCary, Gerald and Jenna McClare, John and Ellis Sparks, Matt and Alicia Brown, Skip and Marie Overmiller, Daryl and Kathy Lehman, David Hammond, Farmers Union Insurance, Greg and Tamara Frank, always good sponsors. Long-time sponsors, Jerry Chapin, Joyce Jones, and Ruth Curtis. Thank you so much for your contributions to help us out here. We're back in action. Go Lady Red.
For both teams.
All right, for the Lady Red, Jesselyn Kirchhoff, Kendra Maydew, Bree Freeling, Lizzie Fort Miller, and Talon Rentschler for the Lady Red. As we await the Lady Eagles to come back out here. Madison Walt, Lily Schubert, Gracie Fawnensteel, Tilly Molinowski, and Libby Frost for the Lady Eagles. Lady Red basketball start the second half. They will go left to right on your radio dial here in the second half. Kendra Maydew will inbound. Maydew looking, still looking. Now gets it into Rentschler. Rentschler drives in, picks up her dribble, and gets called for the travel.
Rentschler went to stop and just kept kind of moving as all of a sudden the lane that she was trying to go through was blocked off, picked up her dribble, and her feet just kept sliding.
So, Lady Eagle basketball. Fawn and Steele has it, working against Kirchhoff. Picks up her dribble now to Schubert, left side. Schubert back out front to Fawn and Steele, around to Molinowski, right wing. Molinowski looks inside, goes out front though to Madison Walt. Walt back around to Molinowski. Down to the right corner to Schubert. Schubert going to drive the baseline, kicks it across the court to Frost. Frost on the dribble. Dribbles inside, puts it up in the paint. No good. Gets her on rebound, put back. Good.
Oh, and now we have a ref's timeout as I think that's Frost on the ground there. Her shoe came flying off as she'd done the layup, so we're going to let her have time to put her shoe back on at least. But that was a good job there by Maydew. I was watching on defense there. She went clear to the one side to get help defense and then kind of hightail it back to Frost on the other side and was able to kind of create a difficult layup for her at least. But either way, that was good help defense and then getting back on your own, on the person you're supposed to be guarding. So good job there by Maydew on doing that help defense and hustling back and forth.
So Lady Red basketball down 27-12. Maydew has it out front to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff down to the right wing, tipped out by Molinowski, and it will remain Lady Red basketball.
Well, kind of lost track of the sideline there as the fans are there. And
disappeared.
I thought Kirchhoff hit it to go right back down out of bounds. I'm like, what is she doing? But evidently it hit just before then, and the ref didn't get his whistle blown in time.
Fort Miller gets fouled. First team foul on the Lady Eagles in the second half, and it will be the third on Madison Walt.
Lady Red looking to try to get Fort Miller underneath there as she's been doing a good job getting the right positioning. They've been able to get the ball into her a couple different times here, so trying to get that going here again in this second half.
Fort Miller, first one rattles out, no good. Day back into the ball game. As Walt takes a seat with those three fouls. Fort Miller trying to cut it into this Lady Eagle lead and cannot with the second one. Fighting for the rebound, jump ball called. It will be Trego basketball.
As that ball went over top of the Lady Eagles player and then went right in between her and Freeling, and both of them grabbed about the same time as their bat landed to the ground. So good job by both of them on getting their hands on that quickly.
7:03 left to go in the third quarter. The Trego Lady Eagles lead 27-12. Kirchhoff tips that one out. And quickly another jump ball called as Maydew and Frost get tied up that time. But that was caused that time by Jesselyn Kirchhoff's quick hands.
She's been kind of all over the place with those hands, tipping some balls out of there that time, able to really get it out there. And her teammate Maydew hitting the ground quickly along with the Lady Eagles.
Rentschler has it up to the right wing to Maydew. Inside for Fort Miller, tipped out by Schubert right in the hands of Emma Day. Day lets everybody clear out, now brings it across the timeline ahead to Schubert. 6:37 left to go in the third quarter. Trego leads Smith Center 27-12. Schubert back out between the circles. Picks up her dribble, guarded tightly by Freeling. Gets the pass off to Fawn and Steele. And now has it, and Coach Schubert calls a timeout. First timeout call to the ball game. We'll take it with them. With 6:27 left to go in the third quarter, Trego leads 27-12. You're listening to MCL basketball tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237xx channel 165. The boys are in Beloit today and tomorrow for that big Beloit wrestling tournament. Always pretty exciting to watch that. So if you got nothing better to do on a Saturday and you like that wrestling stuff, head on down there to Beloit. Of course, Lady Red will be playing tomorrow. We'll determine the time to see who wins here. It will either be earlier or later. We'll just have to wait and see. So there we go, back in action.
Left to play in the third quarter. The Trego Lady Eagles have the basketball out of the timeout, up 27-12. Frost has it right side. She dribbles back out front between the circles. Now to Malinowski right side. Down the right wing to Schubert. Schubert lets the offense set up. Gets it inside for Frost at the right block. Back out to Schubert right wing. Thought about the three. Instead drives to the free throw line. Kicks out to Malinowski. Malinowski drives down to the left baseline. Back out Schubert left wing. Schubert on the dribble. Kicks out to Malinowski. Malinowski back inside for Schubert. Schubert shot up in the paint. No good. A rebound put back by Malinowski. She's fouled. First team foul on the Lady Red. Fouls on Rentschler, her first personal foul. And Malinowski heads to the free throw line to shoot two for the Trego Lady Eagles, trying to extend their lead. They lead 27-12, 5:55 left to go in the third quarter. Malinowski's first is good. She now has 5 points, and it makes it 28-12, a 16-point Lady Eagle lead. Second one for Malinowski's good as well. She has 6, and it's 29-12. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. 5:50 left to go in the third quarter. Kirchhoff has it down to the right corner to Maydew. Back out front to Rentschler. Around to Freeling. Inside for Fort Miller. Fort Miller shot up. No good. Too hard. Rebounded by Emma Day. Day gets trapped. Gets the pass off, though, to Schubert. Lily Schubert pushes it ahead to Fawn and Steele. Fawn and Steele drives in. And now looking to pass off. Gets it back out to Schubert. Schubert on the dribble. Working against Freeling. Freeling tips it out, and it will remain Trego basketball. As Miley Raby comes back into the ball game. Jesselyn Kirchhoff takes a seat. Frost inbounds to Day. Now to Schubert, top of the key. Back around to Frost, right wing. They look inside for Malinowski. Instead, Frost on the dribble. Picks up her dribble at the free throw line. Out to Schubert, right corner. Schubert picked up by Freeling on the dribble. Back out to Frost, right wing. Frost directs traffic. She dribbles over to the top of the key. Back to Schubert, right wing. 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. They get it inside for Frost. Frost in the paint. And gets tied up, and it will be Trego basketball. Wasn't sure. They didn't see the jump ball signal, so I wasn't sure if they were going to call the jump ball or foul that time.
I think the ref here, the closest ref to us, called the jump ball. But
I was watching the wrong one then.
I believe it was this one over here in front of us that called it as his hands went up, but I didn't see anybody else. So I think it was him. He was the lone one as he had the angle on the backside from where Fort Miller was to grab hold of it.
Frost has it out front. They get it inside for Schubert. Down on the right baseline. Back to Schubert. Right wing three. Left is short. No good. Rebound 5-4. And Schubert going to get called for a reach. Her first personal foul. Second Lady Eagles team foul. 4:42 left to play in the third quarter. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red at 29-12. Raby brings it up ahead to Freeling. Freeling drives into the free throw line, picks up her dribble back to Raby. Three on its way, no good. Rebound put back by Fort Miller, no good. Rebound put back by Fort Miller. She's going to get called for the travel. So 4:26 left to go in the third quarter. 29-12 is our score. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. As it is, Fawn and Steele bringing it up the court. Passes it ahead to Malinowski, right wing. Malinowski on the dribble to the free throw line. Inside, stolen away by Maydew. Kendra on the fast break, drives in, picks up her dribble, top of the key, now to Freeling. Freeling wide open for three. She'll take it. No good. Rebounded by Malinowski. Malinowski brings it up the court now for the Lady Eagles down to the left wing. She'll pass off to Day. Back to Malinowski. Skip pass to Fawn and Steele right side. Inside for Frost. Frost right block off the glass. Count it. She's heading line for an and one.
Frost had good positioning on Maydew on that one. Got a good entry pass and then just drove the lane with Maydew right behind her. Maydew tried to go for a little bit of a block and might have got her after she put the shot up and knocked her to the ground.
Second personal on Kendra Maydew. Second Lady Red team foul. Ashlyn Long comes into the ball game. Kendra Maydew takes a seat. It looks like Hannah Kinnerconnect into the ball game for Trego. Also Carolyn Brungart into the ball game. Malinowski and Fawn and Steele both take a seat. Frost getting set for her and one attempt, trying to extend the lead to 20 and does so. Frost has 5 all here in this third quarter, and Trego leads by 20, 32-12. As Raby drives all the way in, tries to leave it off for Miller. Ball gets tipped out in the hands of Freeling, and Freeling's going to be fouled. This will be the third team foul on the Lady Eagles. And it's going to be the second on Emma Day.
Yeah, as Freeling coming on the backside of that ball got tipped on the right side of the lane, went all the way to the left side of the lane where Freeling was coming down the lane, went right into her hands and quickly up with it, but getting fouled before she could get the shot really off.
No good for Freeling on the first one. So she'll get set for a second one, trying to cut it in this 20-point Trego lead. And cannot with that one, rebounded by Schubert. Schubert all the way into the paint, kicks out left corner to Kinnerconnect. Now to Frost, top of the key. Frost drives in, floaters up, and good. Frost getting into the middle lane against the whole bunch of Lady Red defenders there, able to get that shot up and over top of them. Frost now has 7 here in the third quarter. Long has it, looks inside, tipped out, and stolen away by the Lady Eagles as Schubert brings it back up right to left on your radio dial. 3:08 left to go in the third quarter, 34-12. Kinnerconnect in the paint, high off the glass, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Schubert comes away with it. Schubert's shot in the paint, and she's going to be fouled. Third team foul on the Lady Red. Fouls on Raby here first. 34-12. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. Schubert's first is good. She now has 17. Her first point of the third quarter as Emma Enox comes into the ball game. And Talon Rentschler going to take a seat for the Lady Red. So Schubert getting set for his second free throw. 2:59 left to go in the third quarter. Second one's on its way. Good as well. She's got 18, and Malinowski comes in. Schubert going to take a breather with 2:59 left to go. Trego leads 36-12 over the Smith Center Lady Red. Trego on an 11-0 run here in this third quarter. They led 25-12 at halftime. The Lady Red looking for their first points of the second half as Freeling has it out top. Down to Enox. Enox down to the left baseline, out to Raby left corner. She's going to drive in, kicks it back out to Freeling. Freeling drives in to the right elbow, inside for Enox, and she's going to be fouled. 14 foul on the Lady Red. A lot of congestion real quickly in the middle of that lane as Fort Miller coming up from the low post. Looks like she was going to go set a screen as Enox was cutting down there, and they're going to cross each other. So all of a sudden there was 3 different defenders there guarding the ball. Tough to pass out of. Malinowski picks up her second personal foul. Long has it. Inside for Freeling. Freeling up and good. That's Bree Freeling's first points of this ball game. And the Smith Center Lady Red get their first points of the second half. They now trail 36-14, 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. Frost underneath, fouled. It's the fourth team foul on the Lady Red. Good entry pass to get that to Frost as Frost had Freeling on their back. Got positioned towards the baseline. Quick pass right to the baseline. Frost able to capture it. Go up with Freeling still on her back. Freeling just getting the foul as they took the shot. 36-14. Frost's first free throw is good. She has 8. And the Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 37-14 with 2:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Frost getting set for her second free throw. On its way. That one good as well. She has 9, all coming in the third quarter. She's been a big part of the Lady Eagles being able to extend their lead. They lead 38-14 with 2:15 left to go in the third quarter. Raby down to Fort Miller, right wing. Fort Miller looking inside for Freeling. Freeling turnaround shot counted. She's headed line for an and one.
Tough shot for Freeling as she got the pass. Kind of floating towards the baseline, quickly up with it. Had the defender right there. Got hit on the arm, fought through it, able to knock it off the backboard. It's a good job there by Freeling.
So, fouls on Libby Frost, her second personal foul. Schubert comes back into the ball game. Frost going to take his seat after picking up that second foul. 2:09 left to play in the third quarter. Trego leads Smith Center 38-16. Freeling and one attempt is no good. A rebound tracked down by Kinnerconnect. Schubert has it all the way inside. Splits the defense off the glass and good.
Tough shot for Schubert as she was kind of falling towards the floor. Able to get that one picked up right off the backboard and fall in for her.
There's point number 20 of the night, or the afternoon, I guess I should say, for Lily Schubert. 40-16. The Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. Fort Miller has it. Out front and drives in, loses the handle on it. Stolen away by Emma Day. Day hands it off to Schubert. Schubert quickly ahead to Kinnerconnect. Kinnerconnect right block up and good.
Lady Eagles quickly exploding down the court on that one. Finding a wide open shot right at the low post.
Makes it 42-16. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. A minute 20 left to go in the third quarter. Enox has it, the long, out to the right corner to Freeling. Freeling picks up her dribble now to Enox right wing. Out of her hands, out of bounds it goes, and it will be Trego basketball. Minute 13 left to play in the third quarter. Libby Frost comes back into the ball game. Also, Sharon Topol into the ball game for the first time for the Lady Red as Emma Enox takes a seat. Looks like Carolyn Brungart takes a seat for the Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles basketball. Ball up for grabs. Still fighting for it, and Day comes away with the loose ball, and then it's stolen away by Ashlyn Long, right into her hands. So Long takes it back the other way. Ahead to Freeling with 58 seconds left to go. Now to Raby, back to Freeling left wing. Freeling gets it tipped out by Schubert, hands it off to Raby. She'll drive down to the left baseline. Looks inside for Fort Miller. Fort Miller left block, and she's going to be fouled. 16 foul on the Lady Eagles.
Good job there, dribbling back up and then finding Fort Miller and quickly getting a bounce pass right into her as Fort Miller went to work underneath. Got hit on the arm as she went up, but great positioning once again by Fort Miller in that low post.
So Lizzie gets set to shoot 2 free throws as that foul was on Malinowski, her third. First one's no good. Madison Walt comes back in. Malinowski going to take a seat.
Lady Red struggling here from the line so far in this game. They are 0 of 8 from the free throw line.
She gets set for the second one. That one no good. Rebounded by Schubert. Schubert down to the left corner to Kinnerconnect. Back to Schubert, left wing. She's going to drive into the paint. Shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Ashlyn Long. Pass it ahead to Freeling, right wing. Freeling down to the right baseline, and she's going to get called for the travel. So the ball goes back into the hands of the Trego Lady Eagles. 23.4 seconds left, and Trego leads 42-16 over the Smith Center Lady Red. Walt gets the inbounds. Back to Schubert. Sure, Coach Schubert would like to see the final shot here as the clock runs down to 15 seconds. Lily Schubert stands in the center circle. Watching the clock run down to 10 seconds. Now she makes her approach against Freeling. Schubert drives all the way in, leaves it off. Right blocked by Ashlyn Long. Long hands it off and tipped out by Walt. Saved into Frost at the buzzer. Good! Makes it 44-16. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red at the end of 3. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this as you're listening to MCL basketball tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
Just went and checked on the TV channel in Smith Center to make sure that was still going, but it looks like it's still going. Hope you all can come out and watch some basketball. I think we're playing at Russell on Tuesday. Is that right? Do you know, Bella? Russell on Tuesday. So you can go to www.uc237.com and be able to look at the calendar, click on the quick links, and then go to athletic calendar and find out who's playing where. So we're back in action. Go Lady Red.
They found fire in the third quarter. Libby Frost, a big reason. She had 11 all coming in that third quarter.
They really did. They found fire as the Lady Red really couldn't get anything to fall for them. They didn't get very many shots up as well through that third quarter. They only got 6 shots up there through that third quarter compared to the Eagles' 12.
Fort Miller double teamed on the block, gets it ripped through, and a shot no good. Rebounded by Fawn and Steele. Schubert puts up the 3, no good. Rebound put back by Walton. She's going to be fouled. 15 foul on the Lady Red. Fouls on Lizzie Ford Miller, her second. And Madison Wald heads to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one is no good.
As before that free throw, the Lady Eagles, they were 8 of 8 from the free throw line, so doing a good job from the free throw line, making sure they get some free points.
Emma Knox comes back in. Lizzie Ford Miller going to take a seat. Second one is good for Walt. She has 3, and Trego leads 45-16. 29-point lead for the Trego Lady Eagles over the Smith Center Lady Red. Long backside pass for Parsons into the Lady Red bench, out of bounds, and it will be Trego basketball. 7:25 left to go in the ball game. Trego leads by 29, 45-16. Fawn still will bring it up the court for the Lady Eagles. Right to left on your radio dial across the timeline to Schubert between the circles, the left wing to Frost. Frost gets a backside screen for Schubert. Schubert right block up and good.
Great look to see Schubert cutting down the backside and led that pass right to where she needed to. Schubert quickly up with the layup.
47-16, the Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red. Arabi has it out front, inside for Enox at the right elbow. Enox is going to get called for the double dribble, and it will be Trego basketball. We have a full line change for the Lady Red. Maydew, Rentschler, Kirchhoff, Freeling, and Fort Miller all coming to the ball game.
Clock!
As the Lady Eagles up by 31, so we have the running clock here. Also in for the Lady Eagles, it will be Molinowski, Day, Walt, Brungart, and Schubert. So running clock the rest of the way as Trego up by 31. Ball tipped out. Last touch by the Lady Eagles, Smith Center basketball. 6:20 left to go here in this ball game. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 47-16. Maydew inbounds to Kirchhoff. Jesselyn brings it left to right across the timeline. Headed to Fort Miller, right wing. Fort Miller out front to Freeling. Freeling swings it around to Kirchhoff, left wing. Kirchhoff out front to Maydew. Back around to Freeling, right wing. Freeling looking. Now gets it out front to Fort Miller. To the left wing to Maydew. Maydew back out front to Kirchhoff. Down to the right wing to Fort Miller. Fort Miller looking inside. Back out front to Kirchhoff. Goes the basketball. 5:40 left to play in the ball game. Trego leads a 47-16. Fort Miller backside pass for Maydew. Through Kendra's hands, off her foot, out of bounds. Trego basketball. 5.5 minutes and counting left to go. And the Trego Lady Eagles lead 47-16 as Gracie Fawn and Steele comes in. Lily Schubert takes a seat. Don't know if we'll see Lily back, but she has 22 points. Unofficially, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in this one. Fawn and Steele out front to Brungart. Swings it around to Day, down to the left corner to Fawn and Steele. Out front, down to Walt. Madison Walt behind the back dribble. Drives in, kicks it out to Brungart, right wing. She'll drive inside. Right elbow shot is no good. Fighting for the rebound. Fort Miller comes down with it. She's on one knee, though, and now a jump ball going to be called. It will be Smith Center basketball.
as Fort Miller fighting two different Lady Eagles on that one. Is, like I said, she was on one knee trying to do everything she could to pull that ball away. Unfortunate for the refs right there to get that jump ball quickly.
4:40 counting left to go. And running clock the rest of the way here in Plainville for this one as the Lady Eagles of Trego lead by 31, 47-16. Freeling has their right wing. Freeling down to the right corner. Inside for Rentschler. Tipped out and going to have a foul called. And it is going to be on the Lady Eagles. Their 7th. And the 4th on Tilly Malinowski. So Talon Rentschler heads to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Hannah Kinderconnect back into the ball game. Tilly Malinowski's going to take a seat.
Got handed to the Lady Reds post players, and Fort Miller and Rentschler, as both of them doing a good job getting the right position that they need to on the low blocks and getting entry passes into them.
Rentschler misses the first end of the 1-1, rebounded by Madison Walt. She quickly gets it up the court, ahead to Emma Day at the right block. Turnaround shot blocked by Fort Miller in the hands of Rentschler. Rentschler ahead to Maydew. Maydew drives all the way inside, now picks up her dribble, looking to pass off. Still looking, now gets it to Fort Miller. Fort Miller right wing, long two, no good. Rebounded by Freeling. Freeling's putback shot, no good. And then she's going to be fouled. 8th team foul in the Trego Lady Eagles with just under 3.5 left to go in this ball game. The Trego Lady Eagles lead the Smith Center Lady Red 47-16. Hannah Kinderconnect picks up her first personal foul. Freeling getting set here for her free throws. First one's on its way, left it short, no good. See Frost, Schubert, both back into the ball game. Also in will be Kinsey Bliss. And also in is Kaylee Walt. 2:45 and counting left to play. Trego up by 31 as Freeling misses that one, rebounded by Frost. Frost has it out front between the circles with 2:38 left to go, and Trego up 47-16. Schubert has it, gets a screen from Bliss, kicks it over now to Kinderconnect. Kinderconnect at the free throw line, back to Frost left wing, gets a screen from Bliss as Frost drives in, kicks it back out to Schubert right wing. 2:20 left to play in this first championship semifinal of the day. The number 1 seed, Trego Lady Eagles, lead these 4 seeds. Smith Center Lady Red 47-16 as Kinsey Bliss picks up her first personal foul. 9th Lady Eagles team foul. She gets called for that moving screen.
Try to step out there to set that screen a little bit farther out, allow her own player to get around it a little bit better, but Kirchhoff doing a good job playing close to her, made that screen have to be moving.
Kirchhoff has it. Inside for Fort Miller. Fort Miller tracks down to the right block, and she's quickly double-teamed. And then a foul going to be called. 10th team foul on the Trego Lady Eagles, and the 2nd on Hannah Kinderconnect.
The Lady Eagles trying to crash that lane very quickly on the post players there for the Lady Red. That time getting called with a foul, but normally they're getting 2 to 3 players right there underneath her, right there underneath the basket to cause some troubles.
So Fort Miller getting set here for her free throws. First one's on its way. Good. Lizzie has 7. O'Banion in the ball game. Also in is Carson Walt. Minute 5 and counting left to play in this first championship semifinal of the day that sees the Trego Lady Eagles up 47-17. Now make it 47-18 as Fort Miller has 8. Schubert going to walk this one up the court with 52 seconds left to play. Trego's up 47-18. Schubert down to Kaylee Walton. She gets called for the travel. Ball goes back to the Lady Red. And Schubert going to take a seat. Brungart back into the ball game. .22 seconds left to play. Lady Red with the basketball. Fort Miller has it inside, kicks it out to Kirchhoff through her hands, out of bounds. Lady Eagles basketball with 10 seconds left.
Kirchhoff not quite ready for that one as all of a sudden Fort Miller popped up with it again and just launched it out there.
And the Lady Eagles going to hold on to it as they hold on to win 47 to 18. Trego heads to the MCL Basketball Tournament Championship tomorrow evening as they down the 4-seed Smith Center Lady Red 47 to 18. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back to wrap up this game for you right after this as you're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
Well, Lady Red didn't fare too well today. Pretty tough Trego team, some good shooters there. So we'll be coming back at you tomorrow after the first game, which is at 10:30. So I'm assuming that it'll be around noonish. So we'll have to wait and see for exact time. I'll try to let you know on the Facebook post and stuff like that. If you subscribe, you should be able to get a update there on the YouTube channel. So thanks to Bella for helping out here with the camera. I'm Alan Donovan. You're watching Lady Red Basketball on www.usd237 and Next Tech Channel 165. See you tomorrow.